Let's run an A/B test on human financial behavior. We have two subjects. We'll call them Aman and Rohan. Day one of their careers, they walk into the exact same corporate office. To keep the data clean, we are going to lock the variables. Both men are exactly the same age, they hold the exact same degree, and they have just signed offer letters for the exact same starting salary, 35,000 rupees per month. Fast forward exactly 10 years. The divergence is extreme. Subject A is drowning in compounding consumer debt, struggling to cover minimum payments. Subject B holds a fully funded liquid savings account and a portfolio of compounding market investments. You might assume someone received a sudden family inheritance, or got incredibly lucky with crypto, or landed a massive, disproportionate salary increase. None of those things happened. Look at this diagram showing the trajectory of their identical incomes over the decade. A high income does not mathematically guarantee financial survival. The sharp split you see here comes down to one isolated variable: the presence of deliberate, time-based goal setting. Let's look at the data from year one to see how early behaviors mask future vulnerabilities. Subject A treats his salary as permission to consume. He immediately takes out monthly installments for a new phone and finances a rapidly depreciating motorcycle. He is actively spending his future income to buy things today. Subject B takes a mechanical approach. This structural diagram shows how he manages the exact same 35,000 rupees. Before a single rupee is spent on lifestyle, he begins structuring the capital by splitting his cash flow into two distinct functional buckets based on time. The first bucket is for today. These are short-term targets. He explicitly allocates cash to an emergency fund, future electronics upgrades, and professional skill courses. This money is designed to be spent within a predictable, near-term window. The second bucket is for tomorrow. These are long-term targets: acquiring a house, securing market investments, and funding retirement. This capital is entirely locked away from his daily operational budget. Subject B is not starving himself or living in extreme frugality. He is simply assigning a strict job description to every unit of income, so it doesn't vanish into arbitrary weekend expenses. In year two, the model undergoes a systemic shock. Subject A receives a sudden, massive medical bill for a family member's hospital stay. Because every rupee of his income is already tied up in phone and motorcycle payments, his liquid cash reserves are zero. He pays the hospital bill by maxing out high-interest credit cards. He has now initiated a mechanical cycle of debt. At the exact same time, Subject B faces his own stress test. The engine on his primary vehicle completely breaks down, requiring immediate, expensive repairs. Subject B does not panic. He logs into his bank, transfers cash from his designated short-term emergency fund, and pays the mechanic in full. He takes on zero debt. This illustrates a concept called the liquidity horizon. As you can see on this timeline, money you will inevitably need within 0 to 3 years must sit on a safe, flat baseline. It has to be highly accessible and completely isolated from the volatile market fluctuations you see further down the timeline. Short-term financial goals are not designed to generate wealth. Their exact mathematical function is to build a firewall. They protect your present life so you don't fall into high-interest debt traps when things break. By year 4, the contrast becomes deceptive. Subject A curates a highly visible social media presence: cafes, trips, clothes. But his hidden balance sheet is a disaster. The stress of servicing his credit card debt consumes his daily thoughts, and his net worth is entirely negative. Subject B, meanwhile, looks outwardly boring, but when he needs a new laptop, he buys it instantly. He uses the saved cash from his short-term bucket, completely avoiding financing charges. Because Subject B planned for predictable expenses, he uses another portion of his saved cash to pay for an advanced industry certification. That exact course qualifies him for a promotion at work. He increases his earning power without generating a single rupee of student loan debt. Here is the dual-axis chart tracking their net worth over the full decade. Subject B's short-term firewall absorbs all daily emergencies, which means his 5 to 30-year long-term investments are never interrupted. They simply sit quietly, compounding undisturbed, riding an upward exponential curve. Actual financial health rarely shows up on a social media feed. Highly visible liabilities often mask a fragile foundation, while the most powerful assets are quiet, boring, and steadily compounding in the background. The 10 years are up. The experiment is complete. Because Subject A ignored the basic math of planning, he lives in a state of permanent reaction. His current monthly income is entirely consumed by paying for the depreciated lifestyle choices he made 5 years ago. Subject B holds a senior position at his firm, retains deep reserves of liquid cash for emergencies, and owns an investment portfolio that mathematically guarantees his future retirement. He built this entire reality on the exact same starting salary. Focusing exclusively on today feels good in the moment, but it ensures that you arrive in your future with zero resources. It guarantees that your tomorrow will be painful. Conversely, hoarding every penny and locking it all away in distant investments creates a different trap. If you hyper-focus only on tomorrow, you strip yourself of liquid cash, making any minor emergency today incredibly stressful. Money without a specific time horizon attached to it simply vanishes. Money directed intentionally constructs a resilient, unshakable reality. So look at your own cash flow. Are you spending randomly, or are you building intentionally?